Hey, and welcome back to the internet's #1 podcast on public libraries. We are the Not Funny Guys, and holy bikini, this is episode 205 of the Not Funny Guys presents Off the Reels. I'm Casey, and the two men who are disappearing and coming and going across from me are Eric and Dr. John. How's it going? How's it
No,
going?
that's not how it looks on my screen, Casey.
On my screen, if I point
you
this way,
point the other way, but on the filming, it's going to look like you're pointing.
No. I've
opposite.
learned this the wrong. I've learned this. I have to point this way. It's a whole thing. Whole thing. How's it going?
Hey. Oh, that's fine.
Awesome. Eric, you're on mute. I don't know if you know this. The world does because we're watching you talk and nothing's coming out.
No, I'm doing good. I will say I feel like I need a better title because I'm the dumb one of the group. You guys, you both have advanced degrees. Casey, you've got a master's. It's Dr. John. I just need like Simpleton Eric, maybe something like that.
But I don't sit there and go.
Simple Eric.
Simple Eric.
Simple Eric.
It's your Lord and Master Casey and Dr. John,
and Eric. And Peggy.
And that guy.
Why is it always you and me and you and me
I'm
and
the
your
Peggy
friend
the
Steve?
trio, yeah.
If you're not careful, I'm going to start introducing you as Peggy. Hi,
and Peggy.
I'm Casey. This is Dr. John and Peggy.
We should go back to the house. We shouldn't be in the city. I'm going to die of pneumonia.
All right, Peggy. All right, Eric. How is it going for you guys? How's it going?
You already asked
It's
us
good.
that.
It's good.
I know,
You
but
asked
then
that.
I'm going to say it again. That's good.
it's good. I'm glad that it's good. I'm definitely glad that it's good. Did you guys do anything fun and exciting this week?
No, I'm just wrapping up a semester.
You're wrapping up a semester. I'm wrapping up a quarter, and Eric is.
Trivia started back. I went to trivia on my own last night. I got adopted by another team, so I don't know if I'm cheating on my other team.
I think that is cheating. Are you a free use trivia guy?
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're not on that episode yet.
Well, where the new team meets, they have an upside down pineapple. So
Do you just walk into the trivia bar and put your keys in a big bowl and they just like pull the keys out and then...
Again, we need to establish this is Simple Eric we're talking about. Everyone's like, take your keys and go. Here's a pineapple. You can cut it up later, but goodbye.
If you're a first-time listener to the Not Funny Guys presents Off the Reels, welcome. And this is what every episode is like. It's random and it's odd, and we have a porn
the evolution
special.
of whatever we
Check that
were
out.
trying to do.
It is. So speaking of Pornhub, Eric, have you watched anything good this week?
Watch some great. Oh wait, no, I can't talk about that one.
he's into a real gooning phase. So
Well, he watched the movie called Summer of '69.
I know.
So it can go either way.
Yeah. That is not a good movie. I'm sorry. I wanted it to be.
Was that about
Summer of
Woodstock?
69.
No, it's about
No.
'69, and it's not a good movie.
It is the
Or
equivalent
position.
of. It is essentially a modern effort to make an American Pie style movie, right?
Oh.
Where teens want to have sex, and I want to state teens. The main girl in this turns 18, halfway through the movie, so it's already established what she wants to do before then to her, I assume, 18-year-old boyfriend or crush. It gets real bad. Then she hires a stripper to try to teach her how to be confident and have 69 sex.
Oh, okay.
It's not good. It's one of those movies like I watch because it has actually a relatively stacked cast.
Who
Like
is
a
Charlie
comedy-
Day play?
Right, he's a pimp.
Oh,
Oh,
that's not where I thought you were about to go with that.
He's a pimp / competing strip club owner. Paula Pell is in it. She's the current strip club owner. I
I don't know if I know.
it's one of
Paula
those
Bell.
movies that you feel like the main woman. Oh, she's from she's on SNL now.
Yeah, I'm looking at her picture.
well, I saw Charlie Day in a film, but he was playing a cop who was just desperate to get into a lesbian's pants. That was in Honey, Don't.
You also saw Charlie Day playing a plumber who's scared of everything.
Yes.
So
I really hope he has a spinoff. Actually, I think he'd do a good job with a Luigi's Mansion sort of movie.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to say spin off of this movie. I'm like,
No,
you want
no,
the
no,
spin off of the
Like,
pimp?
so what's her name? Oh, what is the woman's name who I'm not thinking of?
I don't know. I didn't
You
watch this
said
movie.
you were looking it up.
Are you talking about Paula Pell?
No, the main woman who, not the teen, but the stripper.
Chloe? The one who
Yeah,
plays
thank you. Chloe
Santa
Fineman.
Monica.
Yeah, Chloe Fineman, I believe.
Oh, from SNL. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is clearly like her vehicle more than it's the teens, though it's kind of a shared vehicle.
Mhm.
It's not good, but it's one of those movies that I would recommend watching if you ever want to see a movie that is almost entirely made up of actors who had to do this movie so that they could do something else.
It's one of those.
All right. All right.
Because like so many of like the decent names in this, you can tell are just like, well, I'm here, and it's one of those movies where when you have those movies, people just choose to be big characters, and I
So
really
it's like
appreciate
it's
that.
like Kevin
Like Charlie
Smith.
Day and all them just get
Well,
to go and be
Like Kevin
ridiculous.
Smith. The Kevin Smith movie. You have to do it
Yes
I
and
because you
no.
owe him.
I
I
would say Kevin Smith
I
has at
know.
least a kind of a style
I
behind him.
know. I know.
this
I'm
sounds
joking.
this sounds more like Anchorman or
No,
Ladies Man, where it started out as an
Ladies
idea of a
Man, maybe.
Ladies Man,
sketch.
maybe.
Well, I was thinking
Yeah,
where it starts off as like it was a sketch idea, and they're like, "This is really good. We can turn this into a movie and do this whole big thing with it and be big stars." And then it just falls on its face like MacGruber.
Well, not every
yeah.
SNL sketch deserves an
Well,
adaptation.
I know.
MacGruber actually has a pretty
There's
decent
I
fan
saw a
base.
countdown one time of like all the ones that were successful versus all the ones that were not, and it's the ones that are not outnumber
You
the successful ones.
you know the one that I would love for them to do, and you would have to do it carefully, because it could outstay its welcome very quickly. Would
Huh.
be the one about the boyfriend, Domingo.
Oh God,
Do one about
No,
Domingo. I think you could do
oh,
it, but you have to be really careful how you do
no.
it. But I think you could do a Domingo one.
can we make Chris
I don't
Kattan
think
his
so. I don't
father?
think so. I think the
No,
Bring
mango.
back that one.
no,
It's mango. You
no.
can't touch the mango.
But I think
I don't feel like mango was gonna produce a spawn anytime
No,
soon. If you catch my drift.
I
no,
think,
no,
but
no.
I
This
think
would
if you're
definitely
gonna
have to be like in vitro fertilization thing.
Yeah,
But
Yes.
exactly.
I think if you're going to do Domingo, it has to be her character and the husband doing vacation, and it's waiting for Godot. That she's waiting for Domingo everywhere she goes. She's
God.
just waiting and looking, and he never shows.
I don't. I think you're still in like a 5 minute sketch at
No,
that
no,
point.
I think I can make it work. I can do it. A good, I can give me a tight 80, and I can do it. Tight 80.
All
All right,
right.
Eric, what else did you watch? I see you watched something else about Second
Did I
Chance.
watch another one?
Yep.
The same second chances. This is a great movie. I enjoyed this a lot, and it has a big. So this is as someone who's a big minor league baseball fan,
He
and
is.
likes to go to all the different minor league baseball stadiums.
He does.
And I'm really a fan of the outing of minor league baseball more than the sport of it, if you will.
That's true.
Um, Thank you, Casey, for your hype man
Yes.
background. Um, yeah, he's right. This is a
He
great
loves
movie to
wood.
watch because so this starts off. So this is a sort of a family story, if you will. Vec is the Bill Vec, I want to say, and then Mike Vec. Bill Vec is a famous person, most famous for owning the Chicago White Sox and kind of starting a bunch of different
Is
ways
this
to
a
come,
documentary?
ish. It's an acted documentary, and it actually has Charlie Day in it, ironically
It
enough,
also has
playing.
Jeff Daniels in it, which is why I'm confused
He's
on
the
what this is.
narrator.
Oh, okay.
And so it's all about kind of it really starts with Bill Veck. That's maybe the first 20, 30 minutes and kind of his story of like how he created almost like spectacle baseball, right?
Hmm.
In the sense of like you come out and there's little things in between innings, right? And so there's a race or there's a giveaway or things like that. He's kind of the guy who helped, do that. And so your modern day at a stadium is going to feel that way. Now, Mike Veck, his son, is most famous probably in the professional sports world, at least in the major leagues, at least of he's the one who organized the Disco Sucks fiasco that
No.
happened in the Chicago White Sox when the fans stormed the field and started burning disco records.
Oh
So
yeah.
it definitely centerpieces on that for a second to explain that and his
Uh-huh.
side of the story.
Yeah.
But then he goes on after that to be kind of the main guy who brings the minor leagues into the state that they're in with their sort of their in between innings and their sort of festive vibe that you get when you go to a good minor league game.
Uh-huh.
He's the reason for that, right? And then it talks about his kind of history of obviously St. Paul Saints, a place that I'm hoping maybe to go this summer, depending on some pricing stuff. But then he's also I think he helped set up like several different teams, including like Charleston River Dogs, He did have a quick stint in Tampa Bay after he tried to come back to the majors. Ironically enough, if you're a fan enough of baseball, you'll know his comeback as he helped set up the Tampa Bay Rays in their stadium, their dome. And one of his first acts was to set off a bunch of fireworks to announce them. And then obviously it didn't have the best ventilation, so the smoke stayed in the in the dome and caused the Tampa Bay Rays to lose like their first ever game at home.
So what you're saying is you like this movie?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. Anyone who's a baseball fan, anyone who's a minor league fan, anyone who's a fan of if you're a staunch, baseball should just be, the men on the field playing, no gimmicks, no games, then
Yeah.
you may not like this. But otherwise, this is fun.
Awesome. And then I see you watched one other little movie. Do you want to give a
Jesus
small
crazy.
tiddly bit
Oh,
about
is it X?
Yeah,
Is it X?
without spoiling, that's just a little sousson to get people's beaks wet to make them want to come over to wrestling with the horror of it all to hear your full thoughts.
I'm glad Virginia didn't block this like it blocks Pornhub.
All right, that's good. That's a good one. I guess it goes in line with Dr. John from last week, how he talked about everyone he saw naked. You saw twice as many women naked in X alone.
Technically, yes. I don't know that twice as many.
No, it's not twice. I think it's the exact amount.
Yeah.
Exact same amount.
I will say this: that movie ended, and I was like, "What the fuck did I just watch?"
sometimes I appreciate that. All right, Dr. John, what have you done this week?
Well, last week I did what I forgot to list Mario Galaxy. I took my kids and saw that one.
Did you like it?
It's okay. It's a kids movie.
Did you see the first one?
No, actually. So I don't.
Oh.
I've seen part of it. I didn't see the whole thing.
I was going to say, which one's better in your opinion?
And I
He hasn't seen the first one, so he can't.
You don't know.
I've not watched the whole thing, so I don't have an opinion. My kids liked it, so it's like that's what matters.
I didn't even watch this one, the Galaxy.
I was in the movie theater.
Okay,
he had to. It's not the whole thing. No, he didn't watch the whole first one.
The first one is what I didn't watch the whole movie.
This one comes out digitally on Tuesday, and iTunes is doing a weird thing where their pre-order sale is $20, but when it comes out on Tuesday, it'll jump up to $30.
Probably trying to build hype.
I also watched one of my favorite Disney Pixar, which Encanto.
That's not Pixar though.
Whatever.
That's the regular Disney. Yeah.
And then Fifth Element. That's just a fun little. Really?
Yes, you've known that for years. I do not like Fifth Element.
I forgot. The one where I thought it had Mila Jovovich. You'd be fine.
No, Mila Jovovich cannot save this movie. What, John or Eric? I'm sorry.
Is Encanto the one where he becomes a mermaid?
No, that's Luca. Luca is Pixar. This one is the one where the girl has the house. Everyone has powers except for her, and then it has its story.
Mirabella.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Yes, we don't talk about Bruno. No.
Yes,
we don't talk about Danhausen.
That and like Coco are the ones I could just watch over and over again. I love those two
Coco
films.
is they almost were afraid to release it in China because China doesn't like to deal with ghosts and things like that, and the undead on the screen. But because of its family dynamic, it actually ended up being a gigantic hit in China.
All right, that's good.
And they let it unedited.
You can see I like the ones with the family dynamic.
I think it also says that they were like it showed the wrong message to China, which is people will accept these ghost stories, and now China's probably scared.
You could make an argument, I guess, of that.
Shows their censorship was a little bit too much. I do not like Fifth Element, says Sam. I've never liked that movie, even though I like Mila Jovovich until I heard an interview with her, and then I was like, oh, you were so dumb. Her daughter looks freakishly like her, though. It is crazy.
Isn't she like married to the Resident Evil director or the original one?
She's married to him. They're still married. But Mila Jovovich's daughter she played young Natasha in Black Widow.
Oh, okay.
She looks just like her mom. It is really crazy. But I do generally actually like movies that she's in. I don't know who directed this movie. Luc Besson.
It's like a very much a French.
Yeah, I'm not a Luc Besson fan other than The Professional. I'm pretty sure it's the only movie of his that I've actually liked.
The Messenger. You like The Messenger?
Did he do The Messenger? Oh,
yes.
I didn't know he did it. Okay, so I'm looking at his movies now. I like The Messenger. I like The Professional. That is
He also did Lucy.
I've seen Lucy. Lucy's okay. It's not my favorite. I've seen Fifth Element. I've seen Valerian.
He did a Dracula too.
He did the most recent Dracula, which the most recent one. That's really bad.
Okay.
But I've seen Valerian, which is a beautiful movie. Not to say that Fifth Element's not
That
beautiful. Fifth Element is actually a beautiful movie. I just don't care for it.
that movie had a lot
So
of miscasts in it. Valerian,
yes, it did.
very bad miscast.
But I do like the Messenger is one of my favorite movies. I do love that movie a lot. But anyway, Fifth Element's just not for me. Amazing cast though, crazy good cast.
Yeah.
In Fifth Element.
I need to see it again. It's actually in my queue to watch again.
Gary Oldman is really great in that one.
Yeah.
But then
Name
what's
something-
Gary Oldman not
I was
great in?
about to say, name a movie that Gary
know.
Oldman's not good in. I'll
Especially
wait.
when you let him play a villain.
I think
Even though I think
or just be a
I think his role in The
What
Professional as
fun.
the villain there was better. When he's the dirty cop.
oh, absolutely. And Air Force One, he's a great villain.
Oh, I love that line where he says, "Give me
Air
everybody."
Force
He's
One,
like,
that's right.
"What'd you say?" Everybody, just like screams like animalistically.
Yeah, I'm looking at Gary Oldman's like work.
I
body of
do
work,
enjoy when
and
he
it
plays
is
a good guy
nuts.
too.
I think Gary Oldman was surprised they used that take of him screaming. I think I've seen clips of that. Where he's like,
Probably.
I just went for it once and he
Oh,
that's what
man.
he used.
I love Gary Oldman in Hannibal because you can't tell it's him because he's got so much makeup
Oh
on.
yeah,
He's so good at
that
Hannibal.
is true. You really can't tell it's him.
Oh,
I'll be
he was an
honest.
amazing Mason Verger. Oh, he was so good. Anyway,
I
Gary
have to go
Oldman.
back and watch that.
Any TV for you this week? Well, I'm switching over to my stuff.
No, like I said, I finished Wonder Man. It was amazing.
It is
Awesome.
amazing. I'm glad we can finally openly talk about Wonder Man.
Well, I mean, about halfway, and then we got distracted by a bunch of stuff, and then we got back to it.
I've seen that there's rumors they might put Blue Marvel in season 2,
All right.
which could be interesting. I don't know where you're going to do season 2 because season
I
1
love
worked
the
so well
I love
because
the
of
twist
the whole...
that I love the twist at the end that Kingsley does with his character.
Yes, I
with
like
Trevor.
Yes, I like that. I
like that
the end. I really like the what happened to Josh Gad. I think that's hilarious. And I hope to God Josh Gad saves the world in Doomsday. I hope Josh Gad comes back.
That would be amazing. He just
Somehow
jumps
saves
out. Oh!
In fact, we've been saying, I've been saying very clearly, I think Kang the Conqueror, when he went into the quantum bubble thing, should come back as the Beyonder. No, fuck that. I want
No.
Josh Gad to come back and he's the Beyonder.
Or he's Kane now. He's a variant of Kane all of a sudden. And he's had to battle the council.
You know what I
liked
liked most about
one.
I like Josh Gad for playing an over the top version of himself in that.
Yeah.
It was so satisfying. I was like,
yes.
Yeah.
I need to go. Maybe I'll try to make time to do it this weekend. Although I got a stacked weekend because of comic book day, but maybe I'll try to go do Eyes of Wakanda and Marvel Zombies because I haven't watched those two yet. Those are the two I haven't seen.
Oh, I haven't seen those either yet, actually.
I need to finish up.
That's like 4?
Yeah, 4. Both of them are 4.
Oh, okay.
I need to finish up Daredevil because I believe that's done or it's about to be done.
Same.
And I've been
I think
enjoying
I'm 3
that.
in on that one.
Yeah, it's so good. I really like this season a lot.
It is very enjoyable this season. Yeah.
We finished The Pit, which was all right season ending of the season. My wife didn't like it, but that was okay. I thought it was fine. And then I've been just watching some Justified, and we've been working late, so it's been a little bit hard. But I watched a couple of movies. I watched Alice in Wonderland. The 5-year-old wanted to watch it, so we watched the Tim Burton one because he saw the picture on the DVD shelf, and so he wanted to watch that one.
Oh, okay.
It's really fascinating. He's watching the movie, and he's like, "Okay, when's she going to go down the hole? Okay, she's going down the hole. Okay, on the table it's going to be a key. Look, okay, there's the key, and now she's going to find a thing that says drink me. Oh, there's the drink me thing, and she's going to drink it, and now she's going to shrink, but she's going to forget the key." And he's going through because he's listened to the audio book of the original story so much, and then when the Tweedles show up, he goes, "That's not what they look like." And when the Cheshire Cat shows up, he goes, "That's not what the Cheshire Cat looks like. He's supposed to be pink. He's pink and purple." And I was like, "I think he's pink and purple just in the cartoon, not in the book." He's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be pink." I was like, "All right." He liked it though. He enjoyed. He did think that Johnny Depp was a woman though from the poster. He's like, "When's the woman with the white face and the orange hair going to show up?" And then when Johnny Depp shows up, he goes, "Oh, he's the Hatter." And I was like, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, he was very disappointed in that. He was also confused, like, why does the Queen have such a big head? Like, the stylistic choices of Tim Burton were messing with his head, but he
Yeah, I
liked
feel
it.
like that's not the intro version I would show if
Oh, he's already seen the Disney
the
animated.
Disney. Okay,
He
so
likes Alice in Wonderland, so he's seen that one. He loves listening to the audiobook. He's seen this one. There's a TV version of it I want to show him from 1999, I think it is, that has Martin Short in it and a whole bunch of other famous people, and I want to show him that version. I think he'll like it. But he's been on a kick of watching literary movies. He wanted to watch Peter Pan, and now this. I'm sure he'll come up in soon and be like, I want to watch this other one. He loved Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, so he wants to keep watching those.
I mean, there's worse things, right?
I'm very
than having
very
him
excited.
interested in these things.
Yeah. My wife watched Zootopia 2 finally. It took us 5 days to get through Zootopia 2 because she kept falling asleep, but she liked it. Zootopia 2 still holds up. I still stand by my 5-star rating of Zootopia 2. I really like Zootopia 2. See, bros. Oh, by the way, Alice in Wonderland, I give it a 2.5. By the way, I do not like this interpretation of it. I like Alice in Wonderland. I'm not, other than Alice. I really like Alice. I think she's perfectly cast. I do not like the rest of it. Well, that's not true. I do think that who's that guy who died? Look at pulling up his Alan Rickman was perfectly cast as the caterpillar. But he's barely in it. So I think he was fantastic. Crispin Glover is just weird.
Always.
Yeah, it has this Crispin Glover.
Anne Hathaway. I don't understand what they did to Anne Hathaway. I don't understand. Anyway, choices were
He
made.
doesn't understand, folks. He doesn't
Choices.
understand.
What's sad is the sequel is better than this one. I remember liking the sequel
Into
more.
the Looking Glass. Is that
Yeah.
is that right?
I remember liking Into the Looking Glass more. Anyway, so I watched Zootopia. I did watch that documentary. I told you there was a documentary I wanted to buy. I wanted to watch, but I didn't want to pay the price. Well, they dropped it because they were over listening to my conversation, and it gave me one of those. Here's an Amazon deal just for you. $5 off this documentary that you happened to be talking about recently that you wanted to see. So I picked up Age of Disclosure for $15. And it is all about disclosing UFOs. And I gotta say, it's a really good documentary. Didn't move the needle in any way, shape, or form.
Pretty sure they talked about that on the QAA podcast. So
yeah, because it's really good. What I like about it the most, this is why I would recommend this documentary for everyone. The amount of high-level people they get in to have honest conversations is just astounding to me. The fact that James Clapper does this documentary to be like, yes, there's things we don't actually understand. Am I saying it's alien life? No, but I'm saying there's stuff that's out there that we don't understand, and I'm going to go on the record about it. Was just like blew my mind. Marco Rubio sounding sane and normal is all throughout it because he's like, look,
used to be the case.
Yeah, he's like, look, if there is alien technology out there, we need to know because what we don't want China to get its hands on it. And he goes, he's like, I sponsored a bill that says that because he says that he believes that we found alien technology and we gave it to different companies. So this is a made up example, but let's say we gave it to Chat GPT and they are backwards working on alien tech to make AI. He's like, we need that. We don't need to give that to the government because we don't need to give it to corporations because government officials come and go. So you will forget who you gave what to. And last thing we want to do is give alien technology to someone. They build something and make a ton of money and control it, whereas it should be the government's to control. And it's sane arguments. It's really fascinating documentary. And it's the guy who released the Tic Tac video. It's like he's the one who's like kind of going through it all. And he lays out this really compelling case. Again, doesn't move the needle for me in any way. Is there alien life out there? Fuck if I know. I have no idea. But this is a really fascinating documentary about how the government works and how secret programs can exist and not talk to each other. Because he does talk about that a lot. Like, we created ATIP, and ATIP was working and discovered that there was this other organization, and that organization won't tell us anything. And so we had to go through Congress, and then Congress was like, well, we can't do it because they won't tell us things. So he's like, well, let's leak stuff to the press to cause Congress to act, because Congress won't act unless the press is pressing them. And so he talks about the whole process of like, you leak it to the press, you spin up the machine, and then the government is forced to talk about it. And it's really fascinating how government works. Age of Disclosure, I highly recommend it. I
Where
gave
is it
it.
on? Is it you just bought it though?
I had to buy it. It's buy or rent only on Amazon right now. I'm hoping it's going to go everywhere at some point. But I gave it 4.5 stars. Like, I really enjoyed it. If you like government, like just knowing the inner workings of how the government works, very fascinating.
It's also worth noting you fall
irrelevant.
asleep to Ancient Aliens a lot.
I do, but that's a different thing. That's a different thing.
Is it?
And yes, because that one
They're
is
trying
like,
to incept him. He's letting himself be incepted.
no, that one
know.
they'll go into like weird
Spin the
things about like
tops.
talking about different cultures and things, and you can get some fascinating bits on it. Ancient Aliens is a crock of hooey, but this one's at least interesting. And we know the Tic Tac video is a real video that exists. We know the government really doesn't know what the hell it is. And you have a bunch of interesting people talking about it. Again, but this does not move the needle one way or another on if there are actually aliens on this planet. Like, who the fuck knows? Maybe they'll disclose things one day and we'll find out. And even then, do you trust Trump's government? All right, let's move on, shall we? Let's talk about some news real fast. Let's do. We saw some trailers. I'll go through them really quickly. Ted Lasso, did it move the needle for you? Are you going to watch season 4?
Yeah.
I was already going to. I didn't need the trailer, but it's like candy. So yeah,
It is like candy. And Juno Temple just continues to look amazing.
I know you have an obsession with her.
I love Keeley. Okay, can't say it. Can't deny it. Eric, you,
Yeah.
Mr. Lasso, himself. You
I need to get my mustache
you
back. I need to
kind
get
of
my
are
mustache
like Ted
back.
Lasso, and
Gonna have
John
mustache.
is kind of like Coach Beard. So
A little bit,
Well,
though. I
we
don't
just
know.
switched some facial hair. I need to grow mine back out.
yeah, but that's what you guys are. I guess I don't know who I am. Am I the
When does it
reporter
come out?
or August? I think.
No, you're Nate.
Okay.
Am I Nate? Am I the reporter, or am I grumpy guy that I can't think of his name?
Roy.
No, Roy. Am I Roy Kent?
I'd want to be Roy
You're
Kent,
not
but
Roy.
I'm not
You're
that.
not.
I'm not that.
None of us are Roy.
None of us are that angry.
None of us are that hard.
All right, Spider Noir. Does this move the needle for you? Are you gonna watch this?
I mean, I was already going to watch it, but this is a good trailer. I kind of want to watch. I know they released it in both,
Yeah.
black and white and True Hue. We watched the True Hue.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the black and white version because that's probably going to be the version I watch first.
That's the
I
version
may
I'm gonna
even-
watch first.
I'm assuming they're dropping them all at once, right?
I think
Amazon?
so. I think it's a big drop because it's only like 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah. So I'll probably go through the entire. If that's the case, I'll go through the entire thing as black and white. If they were to do it episodically, then I might just go back to back and watch each episode twice essentially before the next one.
So it's gonna be 8 episodes. Sorry, not 4. So it's 8 episodes. Oh, and it's gonna be weekly, according to no.
right.
Actually, no, it's not weekly. This is a weird schedule the way you're doing it. According to IMDB, the first episode will be on May 25th, and then the other 7 episodes will be on May 27th.
Oh, remember
Okay.
that's because they're launching it first, like AMC or something like that, right? Or
Oh, is
something-
that what it is?
something weird? They're doing the first episode or something.
Oh, okay.
So that and then once the actual day is like everything drops otherwise.
I like how this looks. I'm gonna watch the black and white first, but I don't mind the color, and it's gonna sound weird,
No,
but
it's good looking.
the color makes me feel like I'm watching Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow, but
Better.
I don't know that I'll go that far, but okay.
I meant like just like
I want it in
the
black and white. I
color,
don't
the
want-
color palette, the way they're doing it with the exaggerated tones. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
black
that's
and
why
white
I
I think
wanna
is the
watch it
best
for sure,
version of it.
Yeah.
Black and white is the true version, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think
It's
the only
similar to a Werewolf in the Night.
Werewolf
the black
by
and
Night.
white will always
I-
be.
I think the reason to watch the color, honestly, is going to be for the effects for the villains, like Electro and Sandman. I think it might look a little bit better seeing those in color, but we'll see. We'll see what it's going to look like. Anyway, it looks good. I like that Silvermane is a villain. I like they're using Electro, Man, Spider, Tombstone. Felicia Hardy is in it. Cat Hardy is in it. So I think it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to this one. This is the one I want to see. Jackass. Best and last. Does this move the needle for either of you?
No.
Did you know this
I don't
movie
care.
existed?
I have not seen one of these films since the first one.
I will have to watch it, not because I want to, but because my wife is a huge Jackass fan, and so I will end up
That
having to
makes
see it that
sense.
way.
It makes sense.
The last one was better than I was expecting, but that's not saying much, considering the bar was 6 feet under the ground. You
Damn.
know, I don't like Jackass. I'm not a Jackass fan. So, all right. So none of us
It
are
moved
watching.
it moved the needle for me. I'll watch it.
Oh,
Well, it looks
Eric's
fun.
gonna watch it. All right, all right.
I like that. I like
Are we gonna
Jackass
have
a
to
lot.
do a Jackass run?
I'm not saying no. The weird thing is, so you have like, I think there's 2 or 3 versions where you have like a 4.5 or like a 2.5 or
Uh-huh.
3.5. And I forget if those are like added content or if they're literally supposed to be kind of like the outtakes,
I
the
have no
B
idea.
side, if you will. So I need to go figure out what that would look like if that were to happen. But
Resident
I don't
Evil.
I don't it's not in my head. That's all.
Resident Evil. Move the needle.
No,
Kind of.
don't care.
I'm a
I
little
was in
curious.
because I love Resident Evil, the video
I know.
games. But I was uninterested until I saw who's directing it and who wrote it, and then I'm like, kind of in now, kind of in. Eric, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in now. I I don't know that I'm fully committed to wanting to watch it, but the premise looks interesting. Some of the scenes were really cool where I want to see like the context of those scenes.
Mhm.
I could see myself streaming it. I doubt I'll ever go to a theater for that.
What I'm interested in is he's not a straight like gore guy, or at least he wasn't with Barbarian and Weapons. There's not like just
Hmm.
straight up gore. Not like in some movies that we've seen recently. Not saying X, but some movies. Um, So I want to know how he's going to handle the zombies. Like, is it just going to be shadows? Is it going to be like what's the hook? And then what's the commentary bit he's trying to say? Because he always has a commentary bit hidden in there. So I'm curious about that. It does take place during Resident Evil 2. It will be running at the same time as Resident Evil 2, but will not cover those events. So that they were just letting you know,
Like the
like if you
movie, like
the video.
it's a
So when the video game is taking place,
oh,
Resident
okay,
Evil 2, that is when this movie is happening parallel to it, and they're not.
okay,
My understanding is they're not going to intersect. It's just if he want people kept asking him, where is this in the timeline? He's like, fine, this is where it is in the timeline. So I
interesting.
appreciate that. I mean, it works better anyway because if you do from where the first one is, you're stuck to the mansion, and then why would there be a zombie horde outside the mansion? Because it was purely in the mansion. All right, let's move over to some news, shall we? Let's
Sure.
move to some news. All right. First up, if you're familiar with the Blair Witch Project, it's getting a reboot. And this time, the original cast and directors are now executive producing after they put out a big statement last year saying, hey, we got fucked over by this and didn't get any money and it ruined our lives. So now they're producing it. So kudos for them. I appreciate that they did that story. Are you familiar with Casper, the Friendly Ghost?
Yeah,
Yes.
Are you wanting more Casper, the Friendly Ghost?
No.
no.
What if we made it dark and what if we made it dark and edgy, kind of like Wednesday?
No.
Well,
Well, you're getting it. Disney Plus is giving it to you as a TV series.
of course they are.
So,
I heard Christina Ricci talking about how that's like the one film she regrets showing her kid at a certain age, like it was too soon.
well,
Casper?
I
Yeah, I don't know. It opened like a whole can of worms about conversations.
all right, all right. Speaking of
About death, maybe, I guess. It was about dead kid, so
speaking of women who are in the
simmer.
vein of Christina Ricci, uh no, I was gonna say I read an interesting
Where are we going
story.
here, Casey?
No, no, I didn't. I was trying to find a way. I was like, this is related to Adam's family, but it's not. It would have to be related through Tim Burton, who did do Wednesday. Who Christina Ricci played Wednesday, but she's also in the Wednesday TV show. And Tim Burton directed Beetlejuice, and Lydia Dietz is played in Beetlejuice by. Now I can't think of her name. Now I feel horrible. What's her name? Who played Lydia? Um, famous, and she's in Stranger Things. Damn it, I screwed up this transition. What's her name? Um,
When,
Winona
who?
Ryder.
Right, Winona
Winona
Ryder? That's right.
Ryder, whose daughter in Beetlejuice was Jenna Ortega, who is in Wednesday with Christina Ricci. Anyway, there's an old article that popped up about Winona Ryder. Apparently, she dated Jamiroquai at one point in time, and he broke up with her because, and I quote, her breasts were too big and she wanted to have sex all the time.
Did you know that Johnny
God,
Depp, when he
son of
played,
a bitch.
okay, would you know when Johnny Depp had to play opposite Christina Ricci in Sleepy Hollow?
Yeah,
It was awkward because he first met her when she was 7.
I can believe it. I can
And he
believe
said it
it.
was very awkward that they had to play
And
love interest because it was like,
yeah,
I knew you as a kid.
yeah.
So I bet that was.
I couldn't believe it. But it was a period movie, so that's what would have happened in the period.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
There's no cool about it. I'm just saying it's trying to give a reason. Anyway, Hollywood's weird. Speaking of Hollywood, James Gunn has announced that the Authority film is not happening. Knew that was going to come.
The what film?
Authority. It's an obscure Wildstorm comic book that they were going to turn into a movie. It's not happening. You know what is happening though? John Wick 5, Lionsgate head says that he has an exciting idea for John Wick 5, and the animated John Wick prequel movie will be released first.
Cool.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
You know what else is cool? The Boys. Everyone loves The Boys, right? We're all loving
Well, they got
The
their
Boys.
storyline. One of their storylines kind of got ruined by Trump.
Well, they're doing The Boys. We love The Boys. They had a spinoff called Gen V. Yeah, it's canceled.
Yeah.
Just rip that Band-Aid off.
I think The Boys has really gone downhill from everything I've read about it. I think I've watched the first 3 or 4 episodes and then I just gave up. I won't lie.
I like
Really?
the first
The whole
season. I
series.
need to keep watching it.
The
Yeah.
first 2 seasons are pretty solid. I have to fit. I stopped because my wife got interested, but we haven't picked it up.
That's
So I
her
kinda
way of getting you to stop. Maybe
Maybe.
that's my wife's technique too. Is
Yeah,
hey,
your wife
I'm kind of
falls asleep.
I'm kind of interested in this. Let's watch it together, but not right now. Okay, and then you just
I'm about to
move
say
on.
your wife just falls asleep on the couch, and you're like, okay, I guess I'm watching this alone.
She for The Boys. So the Boys, the first 5 minutes. Once Speed guy, I can't think of his name now.
A-Train,
When A-Train runs into that person and they explode, she was like
right at the
done.
beginning.
Yeah, the literal beginning. She's like, done, turn it off. Like that's how fast it was. It was boom, bam, done.
Or
turned
Robin.
off. Speaking of boom, bam, turn it off. Letterboxd is exploring selling its controlling stake to a private equity firm.
God, please don't.
So
I
yeah,
hate that.
I hate that too. If they do that, I'll probably stop using Letterboxd. I'll be quite honest. I saw an interesting article. People were like, it's the only happy social media place right now because it's not toxic. It's just social media where you just come together and say, I love movies and you rate movies. That's
Which
it.
means we have to monetize it.
We have
Yep.
to make it toxic, so we have to monetize it. That's what happens.
Yep. Speaking of monetizing and making it toxic, Paramount has asked the FCC to sign off on its Middle East investments for the Warner Brothers merger. They want it signed off really fast. The filing shows that the indirect foreign ownership, Saudi Arabia, has the equity in Paramount would be approximately 49.5%.
That's way over the line.
Yeah, sure, they're not going to tell you what to
25%.
do. Sure, they're not going to tell you what to do.
25% is actually the legal.
Yeah. Hopefully
set
this is
limit,
going to get
but-
shut the fuck down because they should not be owning this. This is a bad merger all around, and I don't know if we can stop it, but hopefully we can. Can I give you some positive news before I bring you down?
Please.
Some positive news. Sam Neill announced that he's been battling blood cancer for a while.
Oh.
I think we broke that
You said
news.
positive news?
I think we broke that news a couple hell might have been
He's
a year
fucking with
ago.
us, Case Eric. He's
It
fucking
might have
with
been a
us.
year ago that he announced this. Well, Sam Neill has
okay.
announced that he is now cancer free after 5 years
that's
of
good.
battling
Thank God.
blood cancer. So
You know, he almost was James Bond.
I know. I love Sam.
I would have
Neill.
loved that.
Neil?
Sam
Yeah.
Neill.
Back before they chose Timothy Dalton. We're talking like
Wow.
late 80s, early 90s.
Sam Neill is such an amazing actor. He is a national treasure from Australia. And
No, he's from New Zealand. Thank you very much.
he's a national treasure from New Zealand, and I love Sam Neill with his bad American accent. It's actually not bad American.
I love his
it's
bad Russian accent in Red October, baby.
What's fascinating with Sam Neill is he created this weird accent for Jurassic Park that has stayed with him the rest of his career. He's just like, nope, this is it. Fuck you. I'm not doing whatever you think I'm from.
He should have tried to recapture the transatlantic accent. That would have been a fun one.
Anyway, I love
Yeah.
Sam Neill. Sam Neill is great, and Event Horizon is one of his best
I
movies.
know.
I
We
so
know.
love Event Horizon. All right, now let's get to some other news. Time to bring you down.
Damn
At
it.
the age of 73, iconic, prolific comic book creator Jerry Conway passed away.
Yeah.
Very sad. I'm a
Really
huge
bummer.
fan of Jerry Conway. I never got to meet him, but he did a prolific run on Spider-Man, and he is going to be missed. If you are a Spider-Man fan, you've probably seen Jerry Conway's art, particularly around the time of the death of Gwen Stacy.
Hmm.
He was fantastic, and he will surely be missed. And it's a huge loss to the comic book and the artist world in general. He was a fantastic artist. So
True.
very very sorry to have to bring everyone down with that.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, yeah. And now we're going to bring you down even more. Another death.
No.
At the age of 91, following a multi-year battle with dementia, Roger Sweet has passed away. And you're probably wondering, who's Roger Sweet and why should we care about Roger Sweet? Roger Sweet, if you grew up in the 80s, probably affected your childhood in some manner, another, whether it is through toy line or through comic books to some degree or through cartoons. He is the creator of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Passed away at 91, practically a month before the live action version of He-Man comes out. That is probably going to be the most faithful adaptation that we have. So that one hits home for me. I'm a huge He-Man fan, a huge Masters of the Universe fan. So this is very sad news to me.
Yeah, that is sad.
Yeah. So sorry to bring you down, but I'm going to try to lift you up a little bit with a new segment we call Coming Soon. What's coming out this week? Well, this week, on Friday.
Now you know it's summer, folks.
I know. Friday, May 8th, you will be able to go to your local Cinemaplex and you can watch the following movies. Eric, this one's for you. Two Pianos. You can go see Two Pianos. Dr. John, this one's for you.
Is that Daffy Duck and Donald Duck? No. Okay,
Uh,
darn.
no. Dr. John, you can go and watch Iron Maiden Burying Ambition. You can watch that one. I will be there multiple nights watching Billie Eilish Hit Me Hard and Soft.
That makes sense.
Yep, I'm going to go see that one. Actually, I do want to see that one. I'm also going to go see, I think we're all going to go see this one, The Sheep Detective. This is the comedy
this
with
week?
Hugh Jackman. Yep, May 8th. Yep, May
Maybe I will go
8th.
see that.
And the one that I am 100% going to go see, although I got to figure out some logistics for it because stuff going on in my life. So I don't know if I'll be able to go see it on the Thursday or not. But Mortal Kombat 2 comes out this week.
Wow,
So,
which is a big week, actually.
yep, go to your local Cineplex and see some movies this week. Keep the industry afloat. Keep us employed where we make no money doing this podcast for you. We could talk about random things.
Wait, you guys still make money?
What? Shit.
What?
Damn it. Damn it. How much of those
He's got a backdoor. He's got a backdoor deal somewhere.
He's got
we should have
something
known.
backdoor.
Don't talk about my Pornhub deal.
Well, Eric, since you're making money clearly on libraries, can you give us a library recommendation?
They're just sliding that library money in my pocket. You know how it goes with the government. Yes, so today's library, as you know, I have been doing a library, folks, from each of our Batmans. And so today's Batman that we are talking about is one Val Kilmer, who grew up in the Los Angeles area. So today our library is trying to be as close to where he grew up as possible, and that means it's the Chatsworth Branch Library of the Los Angeles Public Library System. That's in Chatsworth, California. And of course, for those keeping score at home, the zip code there is 91311. 91311. So Chatsworth is one of the oldest communities in the San Fernando Valley, and the library itself has several books that include information on the indigenous peoples who lived in the area, as well as the ecosystem of the nearby Santa Susana Mountains. The arrival of the railroad ultimately contributed to Chatsworth's growth by bringing more people to work and live in the community. 3 tunnels through the Santa Susana Mountains, completed by the Southern Pacific Railroad in 1904, connected the Simi, S-I-M-I, and San Fernando valleys, and therefore Los Angeles and the Central Coast of California, of course. The rail lines also transported sandstone boulders from the Chatsworth Park Quarry to San Pedro to fill in the breakwater. The area surrounding the Chatsworth Library has lots of recreational open space. It's got beautiful sandstone boulders and rock formations as well, if you want to go for some walks. And they have those boulders and rock formations have historically provided a perfect setting for filming locations. So it's very likely a lot of your old westerns or just older movies in general, especially, use those locations and stand-ins for other countries. The current library itself, the most northwestern branch in the Los Angeles Public Library System, was built in 2004, and that was on the site of a previous library that had opened in May of 1963. There's not a lot of information on the library's history itself, so forgive me, but fun fact, honorary Chatsworth Mayor Dale Evans was on hand to help open the community's first permanent library in 1963. Now, prior library service in the Chatsworth area included a bookmobile stop at the Topanga Canyon in Devonshire and a small station on Owens Mouth at Devonshire. The Chatsworth branch is close to a large number of hiking trails, and the library itself has several excellent hiking guides that include based on the area surrounding the library. The old Stagecoach Trail, aka the old Santa Susana Stage Road, is also a popular trail in that area. So if you're in that area, you're looking to do some hiking after your library visit, go there. Um, the San Fernando Valley itself dates back to 1861 and includes a stretch known as Devil's Slide. Several movie stars have called Chatsworth home, as I mentioned. Val Kilmer is one of them. There's a lot that's been written about Chatsworth because of it. So some of those celebrities include Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, Roy Rogers and Dale Evans, Veronica Lake and Fred Astaire, and Lionel Barrymore, one of the famous Barrymore families. They all described fond memories of living in Chatsworth in their autobiographies. And Arnaz especially had some great Chatsworth stories. Val Kilmer, like I said, Edward Kilmer was born on December 31st of 1959 in Los Angeles, California, the second of three sons to Gladys Swanette, and industrialist and developer, and then Eugene Doris Kilmer. His parents divorced in 1968 when he was 8 years old. Kilmer was raised with Christian Science beliefs, which he maintained for most of his life. In 1977, Kilmer's younger brother, Wesley, who was born in 1961, so a couple of years younger, he had epilepsy and ultimately he drowned in a hot tub at the age of 16. Kilmer attended the Chatsworth High School, very close to this library, where he was friends with actors Kevin Spacey and Mayor Winningham, who Kilmer dated. He became the youngest person at the time to be accepted into the Juilliard School's drama division, where he was a member of Group 10, for those of you who know what that means. At Juilliard, Kilmer and Spacey, their friendship actually ended at Juilliard over a financial matter. I don't have full information on that. So the Chatsworth Branch Public Library, as of right now, while you're listening to this, it is still closed. It's been closed since April 20th, and it will be closed until May 20th, according to their website. So right now, there are no hours that you can go. And that is also that they can fix their HVAC facility, always a common and necessary maintenance for Americans in the southernmost parts. And I'm guessing the people there will be happy to have their air conditioning fixed. Now, however, I did try to look up some hours so that you can go outside or after May 20th, hopefully when they're back open. What I did find, don't count me, so double check their library website before you go. It has great information. But otherwise, the Chatsworth Branch Public Library hours and normal times should be Monday, 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Tuesday, 12:30 p.m. to 8 p.m., Wednesday, back to 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Thursday, back to 12:30 p.m. to 8 p.m., Friday, back to 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., same on Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., and then Sundays, it is closed. So hopefully that is true. But like I said, please make sure you check the website yourself before going after May 20th when they are back open and have working air conditioning. And that is the Chatsworth Branch Public Library, part of the Los Angeles Public Library System in Chatsworth, California. I do hope that you'll go when you're in the area. Now, Casey, back to you.
Why, thank you, Eric. Thank you so much for that. And It's time for a little show and tell real quick before we talk about Batman Forever, which is why I turned off the backdrop because, things get a little wonky. So I showed you last week the Batman figures I had, but this week we are joined in the studio by Val Kilmer himself. Val
Oh,
Kilmer. Yep, got a little Val Kilmer.
is there a good butt shot?
Oh, for you, Eric, there's always a butt shot.
Yeah.
There's always
Thank
a
God there's
butt
no
shot.
nipples, right?
No nipples on that bat suit.
Yet.
I'd also like to say here's another.
But there was a good butt shot in the. Remember, it was like
and a crotch
full-on
shot
butt
too. This one's got
And a
the,
crotch shot.
the little crotch shot.
Oh,
Look,
wow.
That's quite
Jeez.
the crotch shot.
Yep,
Jesus,
Val
Batman.
Kilmer there. So there's that.
Put
Now
that back in your bat cave.
we also have our boy wonder, Chris O'Donnell figure there. Look at this. It's actually a really good sculpt and figure there. Now, wouldn't be complete if we didn't have Two-Face.
Of course.
This is a reprint of the old figure from when the movie came out. But I do have the nice McFarlane Two-Face. Some really wonderful
That's a really
detail. I love this this Two-Face figure. Even though his stand just broke this morning, which kind of sucked. Got a Jim Carrey Riddler.
That spandex did not work.
No, it didn't.
I don't know.
But Jim Carrey Riddler, and I even
If
have
anyone can pull it off, it's Jim Carrey.
I even have the Chase variant.
The suit he was
Riddler.
wearing the suit he was wearing at the beginning was better.
The Chase variant of Two-Face. Or sorry,
I do kind of wish he had
Riddler.
put on the bowler
Riddler.
cap and gone more into that side of it with the suit.
He had it once. He had it the first time.
Yeah,
you see him.
that was the one time you see him at the first time as the Riddler. That's my favorite outfit of him.
Now, did have a Build-A-Figure that was part of that. Can you guess what the Build-A-Figure was when you bought
Solomon Grundy?
When you bought Batman, it is related to the movie. It was when you bought Batman, Robin, Riddler, and Two-Face. You got a Build-A-Figure. No, that would be really cool. Eric, do you want to take a quick shot?
It's Alfred.
Is it one of the goons with the
Nope.
light up guns?
Nope.
No, I don't know them.
Oh, it's
Bat
okay.
from the Dream sequence,
Okay.
which also would have played a part in the Schumacher cut of the movie, which was an extra like 30 minutes to the movie.
Well, that just makes me think it's supposed to be Man Bat then.
I know a lot of people were like, "What the hell is this?" But no, it was supposed to be.
So what does the extra 30 minutes add? More time.
It changes the storyline. It was all going to be about Batman and his depression and all the stuff that's going on with his mental health and how messed up of a character
those things
is.
that they trickled into the movie in a really haphazard way.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a lot darker cut of the movie and takes away a lot of like the weird.
God, I wish I'd watched that instead.
Comic booky cartoonishness of the movie, but
okay,
that would have been better.
Yeah,
it would have been interesting to see for sure. Now, Batman Forever came out on June 16th. 1995. They are trying to get the Schumacher cut out there, and Kevin Smith has got his hands on it and shows it every now and then at his movie theater. And there's a lot of pressure for Warner Brothers to do it. And you know what? Paramount might do it because they're going to be desperate for money, and that would be an easy cash grab for them. However, this movie was PG-13, and when I started watching this, I'm like, why is this movie PG-13? And then I was like, oh, because Dr. Chase Meridian's horny. That's why this movie is PG-13.
So is everyone in this movie.
Yeah, but she is way more. Hold on, we'll talk about that in a minute. This movie cost $100 million to make. The last one was 80, so we went from 35 to 80 to $100 million. It grossed in the US 184 million. So we went from 251 million to 163 up to 184. So we're trending back up to where they needed it to be. The global gross was $336.5 million globally. Whereas the first one was 145 and then 267, now 336. I bet you it could have done better if it would have just had a song from Seal. I think that would have just sealed the deal if they could have done that. But alas, they didn't.
I can't not think of the Community part where the Dean and Jeff are singing that, and then he sends it to everybody because he recorded it.
Yeah, but can you do anything where you don't think about Community?
I forgot that the credit song was by the Smashing Pumpkins.
That it was Smashing Pumpkins, and they did not perform that when I saw them in concert, and I was sad.
No, all right, it's a weird video. Like if you watch the video, it's all of them falling down that
Is it any
Riddler shaft?
Is it any weirder than Bat Dance?
No, Bat Dance takes the cake.
Batman.
Batman
Batman
State
State
Cake.
the Cake. And it's the horniest music video I've seen for Batman. All right.
That is very true.
Just for
Also-
Batman.
Also,
All
also,
right. So, time for the Golden Abacus Awards, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, we do a little awards thing that they get a no prize and just respect for it. And we're doing our Batman series right now. The winners for the last series, Dr. John won the Scream series. Dr. John won the 1994. Eric, it's yours to lose for Batman. We are getting close to that halfway point, so you need to start racking up the points. Here we go. This will be for 2 points. If you can get it right. All right. 2 points. 1995 was a pretty good year for film, if you actually go and look at all the films that came out. Can you tell me what was the highest grossing domestic film? And closest without going over to what it earned domestically. So it's 2 points. I need the film, and I need to know what was the closest without going over. And here's your slight hint. You're getting well, actually, this isn't a hint for this one. Never mind. Sorry. I'll have to come back to that one. Sorry, I thought I was gonna give you a hint, but it only affects something else, not this. Sorry. So, what do you think the highest grossing film was in 1995? And
Can I get a hint, like
nope, I'm
genre?
not giving you a hint. Nope. This was a weird year for movies, but I guarantee the top 10 you've seen every one of them, and they were all bangers.
Okay.
have we covered the
movies
number
for my-
one in any of our series?
Have we covered
post Jurassic Park? It's
No, but I will
pre-Titanic.
say it is a
That's what I was wondering.
series.
Is it Jurassic Park?
It is a series.
No, that's 1993.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's what, Casey?
It is a film series, the top.
A long
series.
series?
Yes. Long for films, which means it's at least more than 3.
Okay.
Series.
So it's not Independence Day,
Let's see.
because that's only 3, if I'm not mistaken, or 2. I
Wait,
think.
hold on. Is it a James Bond film? Is it GoldenEye?
You have to. Is that your guess? Are you going
My
for
guess is
GoldenEye?
GoldenEye.
All right, Dr. John saying GoldenEye.
I'm thinking video games here. I'm thinking I'm thinking N64.
Would it be GoldenEye or would it be the one after that? No, it wouldn't be the one after that.
No, I think it's got to be Gold. This is the revival. This is when
Come on.
there was a hiatus after Timothy Dalton because he did the.
I'm not
whatever
saying
that one-
I'm not saying you're not on the right track.
Okay, so if it's GoldenEye, I'm gonna say it made like $250 million domestic.
250 domestic is what you're saying, okay? Eric, you got to say something.
I mean,
You want points on the board.
I know. I guess I'll ride the coattails and say GoldenEye as well.
All right. Domestic. What's that?
All right.
What's that budget?
Domestic,
Or sorry, that gross.
I'll say it crossed 300.
300. You were both wrong on both counts. You didn't.
All right.
You
Yeah.
both went over, and you both got the wrong movie. It is Toy Story was the number one domestic
Oh,
movie.
That was my other thought.
And
My
it
other
was
thought is maybe it was on the Toy Story film.
and it was 191.8 million.
Oh. Well, it was close-ish.
Yep.
Oh.
However, GoldenEye.
Wait, did GoldenEye come out that year though?
GoldenEye was the number 6 at 106 million.
So it did come out that
domestically.
year. Okay.
It did come out
Hold on.
that
Did the Lost
year.
World
I gotta
come
look
out
up.
that year?
I'm gonna look up
I will tell you.
1995
No,
films.
I'm going to tell you what. No,
Okay.
nope. I'm going to tell you
Okay.
what the top are. I'm going to go from
Okay.
bottom to top. All right. Number 10. And it starts at 100 million. Number 10, domestic. Die Hard with a Vengeance. Number 9 is 7. Number 8 is Casper. Number 7 is
Oh.
Jumanji. Number 6 is GoldenEye. Number 5 is Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. Number 4 is Pocahontas. 3 is Apollo 13. Number 2 is Batman Forever. And number 1 is Toy Story.
Okay.
Wow, Toy Story beat
All right.
Batman.
Well,
Toy Story beat Batman.
A duel of the toys.
I just pulled up a list, and that's the same year as Johnny Mnemonic.
Yep. All right. Now, no
Hmm.
looking at anything. I want you to
All
close anything you got.
Close it.
Close anything you
Close
got.
it.
Okay.
So, we are now going to go in the same vein because this was a weird year and there was no tragic accidents that were happening this year. I
No
need
Twilight Zone.
I need to know what now was the number 1 grossing movie worldwide for 1995. Now, your hint is this movie, which is not the number 1, grossed 336 million. So you know where the bar is. So, what do you think was the number one grossing movie worldwide and closest to, without going over, the gross?
I don't know. Braveheart? I don't get.
All right, Braveheart for Dr. John. Would you want to take a guess?
I don't even remember that film came out. I'm just guessing.
Do,
A 90s film.
Do you
Say
want to take a guess at the budget or the revenue? Sorry. 336.
400.
It's higher than 400. All right.
400.
Eric, I need a movie.
Wait, what are you saying again?
What is the
I
highest
said I
gross-
guessed it Braveheart.
Yeah, Braveheart.
International.
But what is your question?
What is the highest grossing movie of 1995 worldwide? Worldwide gross. And I need the number, and it's more than 336 million. Because Batman and Forever is not it.
Did you say GoldenEye was released this year? Is that
Yep,
one
it
of them?
was. It was.
Then I will say GoldenEye,
All right.
and I will say 415.
415. Again, you both are going to lose. You both went over and you did not get it. Number one movie was Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Really?
Oh.
Okay.
Which
I do
is
like that one.
It's a
I won't
really
lie.
That
good
is a
one.
good
It's a
one,
great
yeah.
one.
And it was 366 million. So the top 10
Oh,
worldwide, this one's going to kind of blow your mind a tiny bit. Here's the top 10. One of these movies was not in the top 10 domestic, but it was worldwide. Says a lot. Number 10, Jumanji at 262 million. Number 9, Waterworld,
oh, fuck no.
264. Number
Wow.
8, Casper. Number 7. Number 6, Batman Forever. Number 5, Pocahontas. Number 4 was
Wow.
GoldenEye. Number 3 was Apollo 13. Number 2 was Toy Story at 361 million. But at 366 million, Die Hard with a Vengeance. So neither of you got any points
Interesting.
on the board. So last question. This is a shot in the dark. Can either of you get something? I need an actor's name. Who voiced the Riddler in Batman the Animated Series?
The Riddler. Shit.
And I believe he's only in 2 episodes. One in the original art style, one
It's
in the
not
second
Jim
art style.
Carrey, is it?
It is not Jim Carrey. I'll give you that. I'll throw you that bone.
Yeah.
Is it a voice actor or is it like a more famous actor?
That show had famous everyone.
Um,
And I promise you, I know for a fact, both of you have seen stuff with this gentleman.
That's not helpful.
But I'm saying it's not someone like super obscure. I know for a fact you've seen something with
it
him.
wouldn't be like a Casey Kasem, would it?
You got to take yes. Today would be preferable.
No,
Yeah, I
the
know.
audience doesn't want that. They like the silence.
Okay, all right.
No, they don't. I edit the silence out for you most of the time.
I'm trying to think of like where can I give you a hint without I don't want to. All right, I'll give you a hint. This might give it away, but I'm gonna
Was he
give you
older
a
or
hint.
younger at the time? How about that?
Well, he's old now. So
Yeah, but was he in his prime or was
Just
he
let him give us the hint, Eric.
All
Come
right,
on.
all right.
I'm gonna give you a hint. This actor is fairly confident drugs were involved. So again, very confident.
It's not Robert Downey
Slept
Jr., was it?
slept with the lead singer of Queen.
Oh. David Bowie.
David Bowie is for you.
Ooh, that's a
don't
good one.
I can't even. Who's the lead
Drugs were
singer?
involved.
What's his name?
Oh,
now? I
no,
can't
crap,
think of
am I-
his shit. What is the lead singer Queen's name?
Freddie
now?
Mercury.
Frankie. Thank you.
Mercury.
And I know this because I heard it in an interview on a podcast, direct from their own mouth.
No.
Are they still alive?
Yes.
Crap. Mine doesn't work then.
It's all right. Too late. I've already locked it in.
Shit.
I was about to say like Robin Williams.
Robin Williams, you're saying?
I'm not.
No.
Jeez, who would have screwed him?
Come on, Eric. This is yours to lose. I mean, you're
I
going to,
know, I know, I'm going to. I'm going to.
Just pick somebody. We're losing everyone.
I'm trying to think of who.
We
I
can't lose any
even think of their
ground.
name.
but
I
fuck's
can't even
sake, just pick someone at this point.
You know, I'll say.
I'll give you 5 seconds. 2. Time.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. All right. So, no.
Come on, I can actually see him.
So on the show Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum, he was interviewing his father from Smallville, actor John Glover. And he was doing an interview, and in the middle of it, he's just talking about random things, and he goes, "Yeah, it's like that time that I slept with Freddie Mercury." And then he keeps going, and then Michael Rosenbaum's like, "I'm sorry, wait, what? Go back. You slept with Freddie Mercury?" He's like, "Pretty sure I did. There was a lot of drugs involved." And he's like, "You can't gloss over that." And he's like, "I don't remember much. I'm just pretty sure I did it." So there you go. John Glover played
Okay.
the Riddler,
That
and
makes sense, though.
I'm a huge John Glover fan. Eric, you know John Glover from Gremlins 2. He owned the building that they all had their problems. Also,
yes, the razor sharp memory I have of Gremlins
you
2.
do have a razor sharp, but he's also in Scrooged. I love him in Scrooged. He's so good in the movie.
Like
Oh yeah, I forgot. But yes, he is amazing in that
And
one.
he is fantastic as Lionel Luthor. I can't think of anyone else as Lionel Luthor.
I would say I feel like I know him best as Lionel Luthor, actually.
Yeah,
so.
he's so
He plays that role so well.
He is the reason to watch that show, quite honestly. Like when he
You know,
goes
really
away,
messed up. My
skip
wife
that
would have
season.
gotten this. My wife probably would have gotten this.
Probably.
She loves Smallville.
All
more
right,
than
so
me.
here we go. Let's move on with this. This movie was directed by Joel Schumacher. The team did not want Warner Brothers did not want the last director Tim Burton to come back. They wanted Joel Schumacher. Joel Schumacher came in. He was going to have just the Riddler as the villain. The rest of the cast were like, "I don't like how this is going," and so they walked. And that's why you have a new Batman. And then you got Tommy Lee Jones
Yay.
and and then there's lots of clashes back and forth. This movie
And a
was
new mansion, but a different
So wait,
same butler.
Did he only bring in when they said the Riddler only? Was it still Jim Carrey then?
No, I don't think so. I think it was someone else. I think so, if I remember correctly. It might have been Robin Williams.
Because I know
feel like
Tommy
it was
Lee
Robin.
Jones and Jim Carrey did not get along.
I feel like it was Robin Williams. We'll get to that in a second. So
My
this movie
problem
was
was the fact that both Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones seemed to be trying to be the Joker.
I disagree with
Tommy
that.
Lee Jones
One
Well,
of
it feels like at times
Riddler
that they're
was,
both
but
trying.
I don't feel Tommy
But
Lee
even
was.
Tommy Lee Jones, they're going over the top.
Well, we'll come back to that in a second. This movie was written by Lee Batchler and Janet Scott Batchler and Akiva Goldsman. The music was composed by Elliot Goldenthal, which I actually do like the score of this movie, surprisingly. The cast of this movie is Val Kilmer as Batman, Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. Those are both recast, by the way, considering the last time we see Harvey Dent, he was black. Jim Carrey as the Riddler, Nicole Kidman as Dr. Chase Meridian. She loves to be chased, according to the Riddler. Chris O'Donnell plays the oldest looking boy ever to be a ward of the state. Robin.
He can't be a ward. He's over 18.
I understand that, but they still imply that because Commissioner Gordon's like, "It's so good of you to take him in. He has no one else," and he would go to the state. So I don't
Just
understand
go to college.
that.
No, he wouldn't go to the state.
Do not understand.
He'd go to college.
Doesn't matter.
He would go.
Understand
he wouldn't go to the state. He'd go to state.
Yeah,
as in college.
Sure.
And Gotham State goes to you.
Sure. Michael Goff returns as Alfred. Pat Hingle returns as Gordon. Drew Barrymore as Sugar. Debbie Mazur as Spice. Odo himself, Rene Auberjonois, as Dr. Burton at the very end of the movie. Jon Favreau apparently as the assistant, although I never saw him in this movie. Ed Bagley Jr. as Fred Stickley, but he's uncredited, oddly enough.
Really?
Bob Kane himself is a guest in this movie. He's in the reporter scene. He's always in the reporter scene whenever you see him in this. And this one is for my 5-year-old. The woman using the Enigma Tech box in the face of squares when we see the Enigma Tech boxes is V. Neal herself, the iconic makeup artist. She is there, and my 5-year-old would be in heaven if he knew that and saw that. All right. I just want to state before we get into really start ripping into this movie. I like the opening of this movie, and I actually do like the score. I think the score is actually good. I like the opening up until we see Bat Junk. At that point, I'm like, all right, now this is a different total movie. But I like I like the little bits. This movie.
Oh, and then when he flies in and immediately, apparently Nicole Kidman's character wets her pants.
Yes, that's. But
I was like, holy crap.
Okay, but let's be fair. Let's be fair. In a real world scenario, tell me that wouldn't happen in real life.
Yes, but then
Thank
she
you.
should lose
That's
her
all
license.
I need to say. That's all I need to say.
Why is she at a crime scene, honestly? There's no business for her to be there.
because she's
No,
studying the
she
mental. She's the mental. She's there to understand like basically the mental side of
Yeah.
the
You know what she is?
She says Gordon invited me because of Two-Face. I understand duality. And so she's there
I
as an
honestly
expert. That I
look.
don't have
I
a
wrote
problem
down a
with.
note. This Chase Meridian is desperately trying to be Harleen Quinzel,
Yes.
just for Batman and not
Yes.
Joker. That's what
Yes.
this
A
is.
little bit, I guess.
The Batman movies, he is in this franchise, it's
Yeah,
the
but
worst kept secret that he's Batman.
No joke.
it really is. Don't forget though that
He
in
tried to
this
yell
one,
it out at the circus for crying out
I
loud.
know.
tell the whole people. The
Harvey,
he
I'm
I think
Batman.
she's not Harley Quinn because she falls for
Batman
Bruce
instead of
after a while.
yeah.
I have to say I like Val
I know.
Kilmer.
I'm just kidding.
I know a lot of people
I don't
don't.
hate
I like
Val Kilmer.
I like
like
Val
that
Kilmer
one.
as Bruce, not necessarily as Batman.
That's what I say. I think he's an amazing Bruce.
Yes, he's
I
a great
don't
Bruce.
like him as Batman. And what really seals the deal for me is him as Bruce. Well, there's two scenes. It's the scene where he's talking to Nigma. That one, he actually looks a lot like Christian Bale in that scene. Like it's very
Yes, he
reminiscent
does.
of Christian Bale. So I like that one, and I like his I like the scene where he busts into Chase's office because I feel that is a very Bruce thing. It's a big
true. Yeah,
now if we talk about the circus, I don't know how Gotham didn't know he's Batman, considering he's in the middle of the circus ring fighting all the bad guys like Batman.
Everybody's an idiot detective is what I wrote down.
They are an idiot detective. Caffeine.
I also said that I feel like Edward Nigma sounds like any tech bro, like Elon Musk or any of those guys.
What's sad is at the time it was so over the top, but now I think it's actually what it would really be like.
Yeah,
I actually think he
Move
would
past
really be like that. Yeah. I don't have a problem with his Riddler. My problem with his Riddler is he is very Joker-ish. He was trying to take Frank Gorshin and crank it up to 11, which I think he actually went to like 59. Like he really amps it up.
Yeah.
And every Riddler since, with the exception of the one in the Batman, which is going to totally try to change him again, has tried to copy this version of the Riddler.
Well, see, I've just been reading The Long Halloween and Dark Victory,
Mhm.
so there were elements of here that I guess gave me an impression that I felt like this film let me down. The one thing I will say is that they kept Harvey's situation with the acid pretty spot on.
Except for when you watch the acid scene, when he throws it, and instead of it covering half of it, he moves it and it goes all over his face.
I know.
And you're like,
that made no sense.
What? But
I know.
But
at least they had
good.
Maroney
film
doing
that one
it.
time. And he's like, I'm not filming this again.
Yeah, I mean, but I think the makeup looks really good, and I, as a huge Two-Face fan, I actually kind of dig the way they did the suit. I actually kind of appreciate it, and there are comic book versions of this before this movie where the suit is very similar to this, but in the comics he's generally green. They did eventually adapt it to being purple with no explanation. That's just how comic books work. To give him this look because this became more of the iconic look because of the film.
It's that way in the Long Halloween.
And I think Tommy Lee Jones is Harvey when he's in the Harvey persona.
Yes,
is
that works.
perfect. I think it's great. It's when he goes into Two-Face that he becomes slightly cartoonish. And I think they had to go that way because they were trying to make this appeal more towards kids.
This whole movie's cartoonish, yeah.
Yes, it is cartoonish, but I think that they took him in that direct. I think it would have worked better the juxtaposition if he would have been more like the psychotic, crazy, like angry Two-Face, and let Riddler been a little bit more cartoonish for that juxtaposition.
Well, they were both like trying to out gamesmanship, and I was like, there was no balance between them.
And I think that goes to Schumacher's directing more than anything else, because I was reading that everyone hated working with Schumacher. Although some of them will come back to work with him later. Tommy Lee Jones truly hated working with Jim Carrey. Like that one was just he hated it. Tommy Lee Jones apparently only took this movie because it was his 11-year-old's favorite character. That was the only reason he took this.
Okay.
He did the most Jack Nicholson Joker of it, like when he was Two-Face.
I think Riddler is the more particularly the scene where they meet. There's when Two-Face has him like pinned against the wall with the gun. It to me, Jim Carrey is trying to do a straight impersonation of Riddler.
I think that I disagree. I would say that the Riddler in this one is just flat out horny and a
And
Jim Carrey
manic.
character. Like I don't know how else to like this feels like
Yes,
Jim Carrey
manic.
as the Joker, right? You know, so it's like yeah, I don't know. That to me I don't think that I see it that way. I think I can see why you think that because he's by far the bigger physical presence, you
Mhm.
know, in a way that Jack Nicholson kind of commanded the
But
screen
I
in that
think
way.
it's also his
Uh,
facial expressions too, because Jim Carrey has that really animated face, whereas Tommy Lee Jones was kind of stuck.
Yeah, but
Although I love that makeup. I
I
love
think
that
he's
makeup.
just doing a big showman. He's doing a different kind of showmanship.
Yeah.
There by all means, I think you can't. I
Everybody's
think
hamming
Jack
it up.
Nicholson
Everyone
created
is. Yeah.
right a kind of a template for people to fall into if they want to do a good job, and so
Yeah.
I think with a more cartoony version of Batman at least.
Yeah.
Okay,
And so you
I
can't
have
not
two.
emulate him or pull from him.
Yes,
I
go,
have
John.
two things. First of all, Chase Meridian should lose her license.
Yes, I
She
think
has
we
no
can all agree
business
with that.
having
Yeah,
a. Second of all, can we all just agree that Robin's too old? And the
Yes,
whole karate scene with
entirely
his
too
laundry
old.
skills,
so stupid,
unnecessary.
so stupid.
Yes, that
Unnecessary.
was a dumb one. That's clearly there for kids. I think there was easier ways for him to get into the Batcave than how he did that.
God.
Significantly
That
easier
door was
ways.
so slow.
I know.
I'm like, oh my gosh, dude.
But yeah, that
Also,
was
Alfred,
he's
you don't
weird.
check it behind you? Like, you know, like if you're checking to see if Grayson's in the area already, why would you not then double check that the door's closed behind you?
Yeah.
Also, if you're checking for Grayson to be there, aren't you already telling him what's down there?
Yeah.
Also, didn't he break a couple
And
of
he
limbs?
steals the car.
It ain't the China cabinet.
But didn't he break a couple of
Well,
limbs as
actually, it is
he's
the
rolling
silver
down the
cabinet. It's in there.
stairs? When he's rolling down the stairs, didn't he break a couple of limbs? Probably his neck.
Oh my gosh, he should have.
Yeah. I once you get past that,
Why wasn't he, by
I,
the way, why wasn't he recognized as a hero for pushing the bomb
that's
and doing
also a
like the
good
final bit of
question.
work? I'm like, why wasn't anybody thinking about that? Because
Here's what I'll say about Robin, which I don't disagree with you on anything, but I will want to say they kept his origin right.
true.
I appreciate that. We do get to see him technically in the original costume, although they gave him leggings, which is not our actual pants, which is nice. We didn't need to see him in the boy shorts, okay? So they at least kept that little bit. I appreciate when they make the rubberized costume, it does at least look like Robin. They did a good job with that. It's the third version of Robin, but still looks like Robin. I'm not going to argue that.
I do like the fact that
However,
he dropped the name
Yes.
Nightwing.
yes,
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
well, give him that name.
Yeah, I thought Nightwing was great, which is technically what he is in the next movie if we want to get really
Well, technically,
into
that's
it.
what he's the right age to already be that.
Yeah. So my biggest problems with it is it's his age,
Mm-hmm.
and his acting. And then of course once he
Ugh.
steals the Batmobile,
Small
messed
woman.
away and he took the car. He took the Bentley? No, the other car. He took the Jag? No, the other fucking car.
Also, can I just ask, like, what's his driving skills like?
Shitty because he actually
Yeah.
so on set only the stunt people were allowed to drive the Batmobile except for he demanded that he got to drive the Batmobile, so they let him
It
drive the
shows.
Batmobile during that scene, and he
It
actually
shows.
did wreck the Batmobile and dented it.
By the way, I also hate this Batmobile.
I don't hate this Batmobile as
I
much
hate
as
it.
I thought. If it wasn't for some of the later video games and the comics that came out after this, I can live with this Batmobile. What I hate is when it does the weird V flip in that one scene when
Yeah, I
he's
don't like the
bouncing
It
it.
wings.
looks real flimsy.
Yes, I don't like that, and I don't like when it goes up the walls. But other
That's so
than that,
stupid.
I
I hated
actually
that.
don't mind it because Batman in the comic books he's had 1,000 Batmobiles.
Yeah, my two
Yeah.
favorite are the animated series and the one from the first two films.
I like those two, and there was one in like
The
I like
animated
the
series
Tumbler.
is probably the best.
I
in
kind of like the
the
Tumbler in its own way.
see, I'm not a big
That was
fan of the
okay.
Tumblr. In around the Hush time, I like that Batmobile that they use. I think that's a good Batmobile. So it does change all the time.
I need to reread Hush.
I don't hate this Batmobile. I don't like the next one. I'll be flat out honest up front. I do not like the next one.
Oh,
But
that
this
one's
one
awful
I don't.
too.
I don't hate this Bat. There's a lot of
The
things I
next
don't
one doesn't
hate
have a
about this
top.
one.
It doesn't have like
This
a
one was clearly
canopy.
selling toys.
Yeah,
Yes,
everything
is
about
definitely
this
selling.
was. That's why he
Yeah.
has two bat suits. Is
Yeah.
because they could sell two different versions of the toy.
Well, then they did
Um,
the yellow background, which is that canon from Burton?
Yes, that
Burton
was
didn't
part
do
of the
that, did
Burton
he?
was
Okay.
there. So he keeps a little bit of the Burton costume, just slightly changed with some nipples because Alfred needed
Also,
nipples on there.
Riddler and Two-Face borrow trick-or-treat kids to get access to the gate. Like they couldn't just break that down.
I
Like,
think that
wait
I think
for it.
that's actually I don't mind that little bit. I do question why didn't you just shoot him? You know it's him. Just shoot him. But if we shoot him, he won't figure out the puzzle. Your puzzle's convoluted. It's so
Yeah,
convoluted
the
to
puzzles
figure
aren't
it out.
great.
Like, like just but you would have been kings of the world if you just would have shot him. If you just would have shot him. But no. No
Convincingly
comment,
shoot him
folks.
too, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of this movie as I was watching, I was like, oh, I remember this scene, I remember this scene, I remember this line, caffeine will kill you. Like there's like so many like classic style Jim Carrey things in this that I don't mind. I do like Two Faces at the very beginning. You can get back to your wife and kids, or in your case, beer and pizza. Like little bits like that that just stick into my mind. Um,
Also, stealing that vault was really stupid.
Batman should have killed that guard when he's like, hold on. Like, probably would have killed him. Most
Yeah.
likely. Guy would have died. Yeah,
Just glad that that building really invested in the concrete and not the drywall, 'cause otherwise that
Yeah.
safe would have been hitting the ground.
Can I get
Also, they have a Statue of Liberty now with Gotham written on it.
also would have killed Batman a second that he hit that thing would have
Yes.
killed him. I would like someone to give me a documentary. James Gunn, I know you're listening. Can I have a documentary, please, about what happened to Gotham in the 3-year time span between Batman Returns and Batman Forever? Because it goes from a Neolithic, Gothic architecture, black and white world to neon acid trip. And like bridges out of nowhere, like where are these bridges? Because you see him like drive through, and then he drives up like a cartoon. I just have so many questions. Also, this is a good example. If you ever wonder what does bad CG look like, go watch this movie because
Oh my
there's
God,
so
yeah.
much weird bad
There's some rough moments
CG
for sure.
There's
in
some
this
bad
movie.
CG.
Yeah, it's
I
a
love
weird
this movie though. This is nostalgic for me. I really like this
Also,
Batman. This is one of my
also,
favorites.
I'm
not
sorry,
lying.
Batman is just gonna quit too at that one point.
He was quitting
This
for
is
the
a common
girl.
theme for the movie so far. I
Batman-
mean, we
I'm
should
just
be
looking for an
surprised by
excuse.
that.
I'm looking for the right woman so I can quit this job. Screw my parents.
Here's the thing: the Burton
enough.
Schumacher Batman is celibate the whole time and only wants to give things up for when the one woman changes his mind.
And he's
Bale
not celibate.
Batman.
He's just not connected.
No,
The one
Bale
woman three
Batman.
times.
No, well, actually, it's one woman twice. Well, no, actually,
No,
no,
it's
he
three
doesn't.
different women.
It is three different
It's
women.
three different women
But-
so far.
He almost
But-
sleeps with Selena.
But
Almost.
wait, but here's what I want to say:
He wishes.
He was this close.
the
It was so
Christian
good.
Bale Batman. Every movie's got at least 5 women. It's just like, and it's his persona, but he's like,
There's
you
that.
know what? I'm living this up, and I'm Batman. I'm not changing my life. For
He's
a
more.
woman.
He's more actual Batman,
Yes,
drawing the distinction between being the character, which is
Yes.
Bruce Wayne,
yes.
versus being. And he actually seems to have a real mission to avenge his parents. Like that seems to have become like a side quest now.
That
By the
is
time we get
true.
to this thing, like, oh, you don't really care about Gotham. You're just waiting for some woman to come along and make you go,
Well,
all right,
hold
she has
on,
a fetish for
hold
both
on.
the versions of me. Cool.
See what
Hold
you
on.
did.
The parents,
See what you
the
did,
parents
John.
thing isn't fair. The parents thing isn't fair because I think like, well, so when we get to Christian Bale, right? The at this point in the Batman timeline, if you will, Batman's been around for a while, right? You can't be avenging your parents 3 years in. You know, at a certain point, you've decided to take on
No,
this
that- but
mantle
that's-
and
that is-
that's his whole motivation.
That is actually that is the character piece that you can't change. There's 2 things you can't change with Batman.
I'm not saying he's not influenced and ultimately tied to his parents' death and the reason he's doing everything. But at a certain point, I think it transfers from being, to avenge my parents more to honor my parents and continuing this vigilantism.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll say this is the most honest Batman about getting therapy.
I'll give you
There's
that. I'll give you that. But
Every
I'll
bat
push,
needs therapy.
I will push back on what Eric just said, though. That is, though, there's 2 key defining things of Batman that you cannot change. he has to have generational wealth that comes through, which is the main reason why you can't switch him out and make him an African American Batman, because in the time period, the way he would have to get the money doesn't work. It doesn't translate well, and there's plenty of African American writers who have even said the same thing. That's the one reason why you need to create a second character for it. That's a piece that has to stay there. The second piece that has to stay there is he's got to be broken because of the death of his family, and that's the only thing he cares about and motivates him nonstop. Those are the key things with him. It's like with Spider-Man, the key thing is
if he's more of an immigrant story as well.
If you were going to have him
he doesn't have to be.
Well, Absolute Batman
Rock,
is, by the way, pushing you back against that first thing.
I know they are pushing
the
back.
Absolute Batman run is actually doing a fascinating job of sort of kicking against that, and they've also made most of his villains were his best friends growing up.
That I like what they're doing with that.
Yeah, I actually do. That's been fun.
The villains, the things you can't change is whatever their symbolism is for mental health. Those always have to stay consistent. But
if you get into the storyline of Absolute Batman, not to give some things away, but things happen to them.
Yeah.
That push them into that direction of becoming the villains.
But as a good story, that should always be the case. You shouldn't just be born and you are villain with X mental issue. There needs to be something that motivates it so the story's compelling.
And they're developing a really fascinating idea around the Joker, too, in that series.
The only way you can really do what you're thinking, Eric, is Batman can't be American. He can't live in America. That's the problem, is we are such a broken country with how we deal with race and wealth.
Yeah, we are.
Like, I've seen a lot of people be like, if you want to do that with Batman, he needs to take place in, like, Johannesburg or somewhere. Like, there's got to be these little bits for it. That's why a lot of them are like, just create a new character. Just make a new character that's basically Batman, but African-American, and just change up the story. And you are correct. They are doing things differently in Absolute Batman, but
they've established this basically this is a different universe.
It is a different universe, and they are trying to change up a little bit. And I have a feeling he's still going to get to some of that wealth, because eventually you can't keep making the toys and things to do it.
Well, they're finding the way they imply how he gets access. Yeah, they are finding ways that I think are right.
They're
really
working
quite fascinating.
They're working within the bounds of it.
Yes.
But there's plenty of great characters. I would say it's not Nightbird, Batwing. Batwing is a great way to do it. I like how they made Batwing and how he comes out, and I think it works better.
Or like they could have done this in the Batman, the one where they went to White Knight Curse Beyond Batman Beyond the White Knight, the White Knight. When they did that, there was an option where they have Terry find the advanced Batman suit.
Yeah.
You could have had Terry be African American.
Terry absolutely can. Terry does not have any. Only thing Terry's got to do is his dad was killed by the mob.
Yes.
That's literally the only thing that you need for Terry. There's so many.
And in that one, they have him, the dad gets killed by his employer when he finds out.
Yeah. It's like Peter Parker. Uncle Ben has to be the driving motivation to it. He has to have that motivation, but you can change other things. You could technically have him be rich if you really wanted to. It'll affect his Queen's bit, but you can have him be filthy rich. He can still be Spider-Man. He just needs to have that one thing. Anyway.
Well, there are certain things you can't. It's like fixed points in a timeline. Yeah. There are things you can change, and there are things you really can't change without it not being that character anymore.
Yeah. Sorry, Eric. I'm not trying to rain on your parade. Sorry. I feel like I was. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to. But I do unfortunately need to move us on to final thoughts and review. So I'm going to go to Dr. John. Actually, we should do a special Dr. John. Maybe we can do a crossover with Thinking About Thinking, where we talk about characters and what makes a character who they are.
That's fine. We definitely should do that.
I think that would be
this.
I think it'd be an interesting
Batman model for sure.
Yeah,
how much it's falling into the mental health.
Yeah, this is a very fascinating conversation. I think we can also go into Tony Stark too, because alcohol really, or some kind of addiction needs to play into Tony Stark, because I think that's a founding piece. But anyway, Dr. John, can you please tell me your final thoughts?
I gave it 2.5 stars. 2.5 stars.
Why? Defend that. Why?
It really pulled down. I got too distracted by the whole. When you were saying that Joel Schumacher had an idea where they went more into, I was like, those elements, the ones that got left in, became distracting. And it kept pulling me out of the movie. I'm like, what are we doing here? What's your relationship with this Dick Grayson guy who's way too old to be your ward? So you're just yelling at him about don't make the choice I made. I'm like, shouldn't you be training him so he can make that choice better? Like,
That's
it's just
what
so many contradiction things that just bugged me
that's why I like
rewatching it.
Alfred's line when he's like, "You're encouraging him." He's like, "Yes, but you need to like, you
Yeah, I
needed
mean,
encourage." Like, I appreciate that little line. I
but
mean, it's a throwaway line.
because it's all jammed in there,
I think it's fine.
Mhm.
it never feels like it develops anything more than just sort of like, and he doesn't even show up until like halfway through the movie.
Who?
Robin.
Robin. Oh yeah, yeah.
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 So it becomes like this add-on.
I mean, Robin would have. My understanding is the original way they were going to do Robin would have been similar, but it would have been Damian Wayne doing Robin. I will say before I go to you, Eric. So this also your on your scale of 1 to 5. This is number 1, right, John?
Oh God, no.
Okay, all right. His scale, just so you know, everyone, going from 5 to 1. It's Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman the movie, Batman Mask of the Phantasm, and Batman. Now, he walked away, so only you'll hear this, Eric. Would you say it's fair while I'm pulling up your stuff on my screen? Would you say it's fair to compare this movie, and it's odd that's the third one, Batman Forever is the Batman version of Halloween 3, tonally, where, where it's just like all of a sudden, I think it's
No, I
like
don't think
such
that's
a
fair.
crazy.
I don't think
Yeah.
that's fair. What you would have had to do at that point is have like Batman just like walk by the screen at one point, but the rest of the movie is about like a deli in Gotham.
Okay.
You
All right.
know?
All right.
And
All
they're
right.
dealing with like shipping issues for the bologna.
The baloney that has been tainted by a villain
Yeah, exactly.
out of nowhere.
No,
All right. Fine. Go on with your final.
I don't think it's fair to say because I like this movie. I won't lie. This was probably I feel like I had seen the original Batman by this point, Batman '89,
Uh-huh.
as I think of it, original. But this feels like my true first entry into the Batman world.
Uh-huh.
And as an 11, 12-year-old kid at the time, this fit. This was I love Jim Carrey as a kid.
Yeah.
So I was certainly taken with that. But then there's also the element of this, like it will become too cartoony when you get to George Clooney, I think, right? I'm predicting that. But this feels like an okay, it's a little over the top at times, but this feels like a different take on Batman, which is fine to do. Yes, it is a hard shift from your Tim Burton level Batmans. And so had I been a true diehard or anything at that point and gone into this, I would have felt betrayed. But I think that this does a good job of animating Gotham a little bit better, maybe quite literally to some extent. And then um, I get why people don't like it, but to me, I think they're being a little harsh because of the kind of whiplash effect.
I do agree with
Whereas
you.
in
People are very
reality, I
harsh
think
on
that
this movie.
this is a pretty good movie, and even the villains don't have the best arcs. I think they really underused Tommy Lee Jones, obviously.
Yeah.
It's the Riddler's movie, but it's still a lot of fun. They do a good job. You know, they go 100% into it. Jim Carrey 158% into it,
Yeah.
but I like it. I give it 4 stars. It's not, it doesn't top, your Jack Nicholson as a villain is still the best on-screen villain we've seen, in my
Yeah.
opinion,
All right.
currently at least. Um,
And so this
so
is
yeah,
your favorite of all of them.
no, this would fall number 2. So
Okay,
this would
number
be
2.
second place
All
behind
right.
Batman '89.
S-
Just because Batman '89, it really does a great job of bringing the character to the screen,
All right.
and creating this movie would not have happened without '89, right?
Okay.
And
All right.
so this movie can't necessarily top '89, and it is over
Fair.
the top at times. I
Yeah.
will accept that.
All right. I think it is. I think tonally it is whiplash going from the Burtons to this.
Yeah,
I get why they did it. Toy sales, the time period, it's all
Yeah.
about marketing and toy sales, and you could not.
Money, money,
We
money.
didn't even talk about the different like merch things that they did with like the McDonald's cups and all that. But toy sales definitely impacted
I
this.
had all those cups, like
Um,
the frosted sort of plasticky glass
no,
thing.
I was talking about like the glass ones, like there's glass coffee
Oh, they were the nice
cups.
glass ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
love that. I still have the Two-Face one
But they
because
were,
the
but
handle is
I
a
meant
coin
frosted because
flip.
they had like texture
Oh
to them.
yes, yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
But totally, this is a different thing, and I get why they did it. This is a product of its time. Oddly enough, we pushed back so hard from the realistic, dirty depressing Batman Returns that we will return to that very soon. And they will be some of the more beloved movies. And I don't know, I think that says more about us as a society today than then. I do think this movie is viewed way harsher than it needs to be. I actually think that the next one, I don't remember I don't know what I'm going to rate it. I don't remember 100%, but I do feel that Batman and Robin is viewed harsher than it deserves. We'll see if I still feel that way next week, after I
I think
rewatch
this
that
is
movie.
harsher than it deserves. I
But
don't know that.
this one,
I'll see if I feel that one.
this one too is way harsher than it deserves.
Yeah.
I love the villains that are in there. I'm not saying I like how they're portrayed 100%, but I do like the villains. Robin is probably the most egregious issue with this movie, and Dr. Chase is right behind Robin. She's
Yeah.
chasing after him, but I don't have a problem with Batman except for the scene where he smiles. I think that breaks Batman, where he smiles. He's like, "I'm getting laid."
I
Yeah.
don't know. I think
No, Batman would not smile in the costume. I'm sorry. He would, even with Catwoman.
No,
I don't
that was
think
really weird.
I don't think he's gonna smile in that costume.
My wife was in the room for that one. She's like, "Is this a dream sequence?"
It does. It
Like
feels
it feels
like
that way. Like she's not like Nicole Kidman's like not sleeping on a pillow. I'm like, how are you sleeping like that? Unless you're
Yeah.
just like, ah,
yeah.
damsel in distress.
I know it's very, very
Yeah,
weird.
it's-
And I also love his how will I tell
I'm
her? I will go to her bedroom at night like a creepy man and stare into her window while she is sleeping. It's very odd.
That's
like I
exactly
said,
how you do it.
I give this 4 stars. The whole star being dinged is on Joel Schumacher, right? And so we're going to get even more Joel Schumacher in the next one, which is why I'm predicting I'm going to.
If you have the digitals, I recommend it's probably about 20 minutes long for the next one. Watch the documentary on it, because Joel Schumacher will apologize for that movie, and he will be
For
like,
Batman
"Look,
and Robin.
yes, he'll be like, look, I took the money. Like they
Yeah,
offered
make
so
money
much
and
money.
run
I'm
it.
like, you'd be crazy not to take what I took." Like, I apologize though for what I did. Like the fact that he does it in an honest way, he's not being like
Yeah.
weird about it. I was just like, good for you. Like being able to look back and honestly say what happened. I appreciate it. Anyway, Batman Forever. Eric, I'm actually pretty similar with you on that one, except for you do like it a little bit. You rated higher than me. I give it 3.5 stars. I think there's just some little things that didn't get down, and it is my number two. And I actually adjusted my Batman and Returns a little bit. I brought my Batman Returns to 3.5, where originally it was 4. I actually
Wow.
brought it down a tiny little bit. Um,
Mm.
and so, yeah, for me, the list is if I go from 5 to 1, it's Batman the movie. Not to say it's bad, it's just that's where it falls. Then Batman Mask of the Phantasm, then Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman. I would totally watch Batman Forever before I watch Batman Returns. Although I think Batman Returns is the better film, particularly storyline wise. Like it makes more sense storyline and doesn't feel as horribly shoehorned in as Batman Forever does. But Batman Forever is just a lot more fun to watch. I didn't even get into. I really like the song when Riddler goes into his really weird apartment.
Oh yeah, I
And
have
then
that one stuck in my head.
yeah, that song's really good.
I know just
There's
where you are, but in
yeah.
your dreams you can drive
Hey,
fancy
well, stop.
cars.
We're going on YouTube. You're going to get a sting.
I know,
Copyright
I know.
infringement.
I think I
I
stopped
kid. I
early
kid.
enough.
I kid. But Batman Forever, it's my number two. Now, next week, we are going to watch, if you haven't guessed, I'm just going to spoil it for you. We're watching Batman The Dark Knight Rises. We're just going to throw it to the wind and do whatever we want, just like Joel Schumacher did with Batman and Robin, the actual movie we're watching next week, which can be found on the Max. Batman and Robin, bringing back one of the cast members. The one who was like, I like money, Chris O'Donnell, is coming back to do it. And
No,
then
you get
we'll have.
Alfred back too, right?
I'm not counting the supporting cast because you're gonna get Alfred and you're gonna get Commissioner Gordon. Those are the mainstays. But as far as like the big stars, Chris O'Donnell's like, I'll take the money. Absolutely. I'll take that money.
Gimme.
Yeah, and
Let's
then
get Batgirl in here, so
Had
let's
I
get
been
Batgirl in
Chris
here so they don't think
O'Donnell,
I'm
I would have
gay.
taken the money.
yeah. Also, there's also like a lot of cocaine and shit that's gonna happen. I don't remember if you remember, but there's 3 villains in this movie that's coming up. By the way, I don't know if you remember that. So if
Yes.
you don't, then have fun with that one. At least do your leaps and logic with that. Also, speaking of that one, someone we referenced in this episode will be in that movie, and it makes me very happy. So I look forward to that little scene when we get to that, and then I can point it out to you. But Batman and Robin will be next week. So please, tune in for that. Now you can write us at notfunnyguys.offthereels@gmail.com. That's notfunnyguys.offthereels@gmail.com. Let us know your questions, comments, concerns, and let us know your thoughts on Batman Forever. Was it judged too harshly over time? Find us on the TikTok at nfg.offthereels, on Insta at not_funny_guys_presents, on Twitter as Not Funny Guys Pod, on Blue Skies the Not Funny Guys, on YouTube as the Not Funny Guys, where Dr. John has finished going through Red Dwarf. Official Red Dwarf. He'll be doing the spinoff, or
I got the Promised Land is coming out.
But
this
is it a
week.
spinoff?
By the time you're seeing this, it's already out.
Right, but is it
Okay.
a spinoff? I just want to get that right. Or is
No, it's not a spinoff. It's like a special they did.
Okay.
In 2020. It's like a 90-minute thing.
All right, so the Red Dwarf special, and then he'll be doing his favorite Joe Rogan show. And now I'm not talking about the Joe Rogan show. I'm talking about news radio, which is what he'll be doing next over there. And of course, if you're listening,
last time he and Andy Dick were funny.
If you're listening to this in audio form, you can check us out over on YouTube, as we're throwing up all the Batman stuff over there to see if you guys enjoy watching it there. Find me on Twitter as Vash_Maxwell, on Letterboxd as Vash Maxwell. Find Eric over on Letterboxd as Ekley, EKLY. Check out his ever-growing movie list. You will not be disappointed. I promise you. And he's about to get to some really interesting movies in the horror genre, which I'm looking forward to. Only partially. Actually, no, I think the next one we both were kind of excited for, that we've got coming up from that. Dr. John, where can they find you?
You can find me over on Letterboxd at esoteric_Evans. You can find me on Instagram at esoteric_by_design. And you can find me over on Substack at esotericbydesign.substack.com.
And don't forget,
you can find me over with our Not Funny gal, Dr. Kristen, on Not Funny Guys Presents Thinking About Thinking. We just have our latest episode is about the revolutionary spirit and what is it. So you can go check that out. That's our latest episode. Right. We usually come out on Thursdays or Fridays. Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Check that out.
Definitely check that out. And check out Eric and I over on Wrestling with the Horror of It All, where we talk about politics. That's all we talk about. Oh, wait a minute. That's not funny. Politics, which you guys still listen to, which thank you for that. We do appreciate it. But seriously, Wrestling with the Horror of It All, we talk about WWE wrestling, and we talk about horror movies, and there's a lot of going back and forth, particularly with the Danhausen character. But in the next episode, we will be talking about X. Eric made the choice not to do the X trilogy, which I can't wait to find out why he thought that. But X is the one that we're going to talk about next. So check that out.
Give you a hint, folks. Time.
Time is the fire in which we burn. All right, folks. Thank you so much, and until next time, please remember to keep it not funny.